Yo, what's up guys? Happy Eastern. I hope you had a good time. I'm pretty excited for show you a new pet build. The stats unbuffed are 49k of Magicka with a low Magicka recovery, but you don't need of this build because the build works with heavy attack and the electro stuff. So this then we have maximum health, practically 20k, 90k, also pretty good, and spell damage and the spell critical are also good with normal resistances. And if I buff up, then we got 52k, and let's see, 53%. Max Magicka recovery 9%, max Magicka by 10%, increases flame frost and shock damage 4%. If you're gonna look, we use maximum health and maximum Magicka, and we are a vampire stage 2 or stage 4, doesn't matter. And we use the thief like always for this critical rating by 2400 and the passive healing, and we got these buffs from the pets on. Are you excited to what? This is not Imperial Physique set, so let's go see the set what I choiced for this awesome pet build, which I start to love really much and tried out. This pets makes good damage together. And let's see the first set. I use a spinner light. Now don't think this is just for the boat maximum Magicka, and because the pets works more Magicka you have, more damage they make. So I chose on the main bar a sharpened. This you can farm in the Malabar public dungeon, or you can buy it for in the guild store. You can look it. All these sets are really simple. Everybody can take these sets on or find the sets. The first set are the spinner light stuff in sharpened, and with this spell damage glyph, 5 seconds more of spell damage, and looks pretty nice with the lightning stuff. I love it. I got the same slotted on my back bar because I want to profit just of the really interesting. The first two traits are interesting with this max of Magicka, and you profit also a spell damage on both bar. And then the main set what we use are the necropotents. How can be different this for the pet build? And yeah, if you're gonna look, I use 2 on my body, and you have the chest, and I use also the shoes or the feet. And yeah, also on the neck I use it with the spell damage glyph, and also 2 rings, spell damage glyph, both makes 5. 1 2 3 4 5, and this buffs goes the whole time on both bar. And the first give this maximum of Magicka, the second again max Magicka, max Magicka, max Magicka, 4000 max Magicka. What the hell? Max Magicka, max Magicka, 6 times max Magicka. I love this for this build, it's pretty good. And yeah, 5 of necropotents, and the rest I use a waste of the spinners, forgetting the other buff together with the lightning stuff and the spinner glow. And if you're gonna look the build with the spinner legs also, is all in infused and all in max Magicka. I spent all in gold, and also the glyphs are all in gold, and for this reason you reach this high amount without physical, the imperial physical shit setup. I don't know how you call this shit set, what you can use just with the Telvar stones together. So I chose, yeah, the near list set, and is again the spinners with 2 traits of max Magicka, and like the willpower also pretty good. I chose the 4 golden monster set, which synergizes perfectly with this build, and I love it so much because I heavy attack the whole time and this bombs the whole time. Chance to spawn a big dead rot, which make physical damage and flame damage the whole time, and catch up. He catch really that, and it's pretty funny to look. Helmet is in heavy and the shoulder in medium, so I profit from the untaunted metal passive 6%. I run 1 heavy, 1 medium and 5 light. All in infused. Champion points. We got 100 in the Magician for 16% spell reduce costs. Then really exciting tenacity, 10%. Heavy attack the whole time, and I never run out of my Magicka. A pretty other build, but you never run out of your Magicka with 52k. And then Arcanist increases your max Magicka recovery by 6.6%, just a little bit. And then 39 the tumbling for breaking free. I don't have so much stamina, so this is important also when I have to do a dodge roll, for example. Then I put it 27 in the Elfborn for 10% of crit, increases my crit damage, Magicka crit damage, and also the healing. And then 93 for 23.8% of more shock damage and magic damage, pretty important. And yeah, put 5 in the staff expert. If I had more points, possibly I wished to put more points here inside, but it's not possible, because if you're gonna see 3% of heavy and light attacks, that's also good. If you're gonna see now 20% in your thaumaturge effects over time with your Dedic Prey, and yeah, the reason why I need to put 75 here inside is because I wanna have this exploiter passive, increases your damage against off balance the enemies by 10%. So if you're gonna see on the skills with your blockade of storm, setting concussion enemies off balance for 4 seconds, so that stacks up. 48 in the hardy, 15% of poison diseases and physical damage reduces, and also flame frost shock and magic damage 15%, and just 3 in thick skin for the effects over time. And I put 100 in the bastion for my hardened ward. You have to be sure and you want that your shield are the most sturdiest possible, so you survive a long time, and also important for your pets for the protection, 25% is pretty good. And just 1 in quick recovery. That's it for the points. On my main bar, let's go see the skills. I use Bounded Aegis, which gives the spell and physical resistance, and more important, increases your max Magicka by 8%. This is on all 3 bar finally, because I play with 3 bars. And then the second is Inner Light. In the PvP you can also use it when you use this ability. You makes that the passive from the major guild stacks up sometimes your magic damage also by 50%. And you have now the pet build works with a pet skill. So we have this Twilight, which the Twilight, the damage, the 7 Twilight Tormentor, call an Azura to send the Twilight Tormentor to fight at your side. The Twilight Tormentor attacks and deals 5000 shock damage, plus an additional 15% of damage. One time summon it, you can activate the Twilight Tormentor special ability, causing it to deal 50% more damage to the enemy, about 50% of health for 50 seconds. A pretty aggressive Twilight. Then we use on the main bar Harden Ward for absorb 23,000 of damage, and your own globe absorbs 33% more damage. So you have to spam this, because when you spam this you protect also your 3-4 pets with them, so the pets don't die and they are really much sturdier and they make pretty good damage. And my favorite are the angry dwarf are the small nerfy Genki trolley, and he deals also much damage, 1400 and 50% more. And when you press the button for activate him, additional 5700, and you have to try it a little bit how they works the pets. It's pretty funny. And every 2 seconds for 8 seconds, and funny that he stuns also. The final pulse will also stun the enemy for 3 seconds, which is pretty funny. And like main ulti, we got the charged Atronach that makes high AoE damage, 28 meters for a radius 6 meters, and that's cost ultimate. And yeah, the Storm Atronach deals 10,000 shock damage and stuns nearby enemies for 3 seconds, and increased damage by 4%. And I love him because he makes a really high AoE shock damage, which I like with all the pets together. It's pretty funny. In all, can activate charged lightning gifts both of Ali and Atronach's major berserk, increases their damage by 25% for 8 seconds. If you this is a synergize for the other one. If you press the buttons, also makes really more damage. On my back bar I use same the Bound Aegis, if not you lose it. And then also the pets you have double slotted, because if I don't slot it on both bar, when I bar swap the pets will die and you have to recast it, and recast it costs time, so you have to double slot it for this fun build. and then I use my only blockade of storm staff ability, which yeah, makes this high shock damage. And let's see, I have to unslot it quick. Foresee, where is it? Elemental blockade. Yeah, you can read it. This makes a shock wall, but the shock wall blockade of storm sets concaugate enemy of balance, and that's when you put the enemy of balance with the skill, when you put it on. Where is it? Makes off balance. Then we have power surge, which gives you this major brutality and major sorcery, both because it's the other morph for have this major sorcery also, and heals you up every second. Really important because this is your only heal. Really, really important. A good heal, but. And the summon wallet and familiar, and also on the back bar you have the other small nerfy pet, because if not you lose him. The ulti on the back bar are power overload, which makes this huge damage. The overload can crit for 36 or also 40k. I had it today, and the idea is not for making this damage because you need the overload bar also. And let's see the skills on the overload bar. We have again the bound Aegis. The bound Aegis I have slotted in on all 3 bars, important, if not you lose this 8%. And then we have again the Twilight. I use the Daedric Minefields because when I go to my overload bar I'm really angry, so I want to kill off somebody, and I put down these minefields which placing 5 volatile Daedric mines, which make a huge damage when this crits and immobilize also the enemies. I pretty love it. Then the second pet, you have also 2 pets, and now the Daedric Prey. That's a really interesting damage over time, which explodes. Is a curse which you give on the enemy, and that explodes after 6 seconds. And while the curse is active, your pet deals additional 55 damage to the target, except your Storm Eternal crits only deals an additional 40k of damage, 40% of damage. You can have only a Daedric Prey active at the time, so that makes pretty interesting. When I'm really pissed off, go to my overload bar and look how much 20k of shock damage when this crit. Holy pepperoni when this crit. And that's a pretty this build makes a lot of damage. I never think it before. I was laughing about the pets, man. Damn, that's pretty interesting. I really like the build. The pets survive with my biggest bastion, hardened ward shield. You can good protect, and also with the wall you make a lot of damage. Then I heavy attack, gotta be sure that the crit surge are the whole time on, and you have just to walk in and do nothing and dying, man. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this build and try it out.